We wear our work, day by day, stitch by stitch. At Dickies, we believe work is what we're made of. So, whether you're gearing up for a new project or looking to add some tried and true workwear to your collection, remember that Dickies has been standing the test of time for a reason. Their workwear isn't just about looking good. It's about performing under pressure and lasting through the toughest jobs. Head over to Dickies.com and use the promo code WORKWEAR20 at checkout to save 20% on your purchase. It's the perfect time to experience the quality and reliability that has made Dickies a trusted name for over a century.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the After Buzz podcast. My name is Nico Adjimian, your host of the After Buzz, and of course with me is Buzz Adams, as always. And today we are joined by several very special guests, the founders and creators of the first comedy festival to make its appearance in El Paso. We've got comedian Aaron Barber. Hello.
Hey there. Aaron. Thanks for having me.
Comedian Gus Buzz.
Gus Buzz.
Howdy.
How you doing?
And comedian Christina.
I don't think their microphone is on at all.
Yep, there you go.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Now the microphone's on.
Everything is working. All right, so Aaron is a comedian. How long have you been doing stand-up now?
About 8 years, if we count COVID time.
Yeah,
sure. Why not?
Whatever. Did you do all the Zoom mics and stuff? Were you into that?
I think I did 2, and then just wanted to end it all. So yeah,
I'm surprised those didn't really just take off and
Right.
become replace content.
Do you remember when I was doing a couple of them?
Yes, and you were trying to convince me it was actually really, really cool. Your mic's off again.
No, I just it wasn't close.
Okay. All right.
10 years, and you started in Malaysia, and you came to El Paso for a job change, right, with your wife?
well, I get deported, but yeah, sure.
Is that what
Deported
happened?
from Malaysia.
No, from New Zealand. I actually ended up in New Zealand the day the borders closed and got stuck
For
there.
the pandemic, you mean?
Correct. Yeah. And I was basically stuck there for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was Kate with you, too?
She was. Yeah, my wife Kate was with me as well.
Okay.
Wait, so you were in New Zealand?
Yeah, so I was in Malaysia for 4 years. Took a trip to New Zealand when the pandemic was kind of popping
And
off.
had to stay in New Zealand.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, I could have come back.
Did
but,
you face any anti-immigrant rhetoric?
No, but
we don't need these Americans crossing our borders.
there's a little bit, but they're very, very passive aggressive. But they also think Americans are incredibly violent, so they don't bring it up.
All you need to do is call them Australians.
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
I love your Australian accent. It's like, no, this
yeah.
is a New Zealand accent.
Yeah, nah.
It's like, there's no difference between them. And we have Gus Buzz. Gus, how long have you been doing stand-up?
Yeah, I've been doing stand-up for about 2 years, on and
2?
off. But yeah.
Well, where did you start your open mic?
Well, my first open mic was here at Cocoa Nuts, Dewey's. I think it was Dewey's. But before that, I was doing improv in Austin, and before that, I was just doing comedy films in Austin.
Oh, interesting. Dewey's was probably right before pandemic.
It was.
Post.
I think they opened up. Ray, the comedian Ray, actor Ray, I forget his last name, but he was the host for that open mic, and yeah,
Interesting.
That was a stabby one, right?
yeah, one of them.
Oh, the place.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's right there on Piedras, and it could get a little
You're
rough.
probably not going to get stabbed.
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part.
Aggressively.
But you never know.
You never know. You never know.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen at a show? Have you seen violence or strange people?
Oh, certainly strange people for sure. I don't know if I've seen any direct violence. A lot outside the club. Mostly comics fighting outside generally.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's about it these days. I've seen a couple. I've seen a machete.
Oh,
pulled
really?
out, on the east side. Yeah. Somebody was real mad.
Like for an open mic?
No, there was just a show going on, and
I guess they had been planning to cut a swath through the jungle, so they had their machete with them.
I have no idea why a guy would just have a machete, but there was some frat guys there, and then there was 2 other guys, and the frat guys started to mess with these 2 other guys in the middle of a show. The show was going on.
Oh, I have one. I had this one guy in New Zealand, and he got upset with me because I'd never booked him. I produced a bunch of shows there, and he's like, "Why don't you book me for your shows? I have all the material. I can be clean. I can do this. I can do that." And then I had to tell him no, it's not me. The venue doesn't allow you because last time you were there, you pulled your dick out on stage. It's like, oh, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, anything for a laugh, right?
All right, so why don't you guys tell us about Chucotown Comedy Festival and all the work that you've been put into having some shows in El Paso and kind of really highlighting stand-up.
Gotcha. Well, we started off. The festival was always the goal for Chucotown comedy when I started Chucotown comedy. So that was always like my vision was to like get there. But I don't know how. You have to build your way somehow. So I just started doing the open mics, and then they got really, really popular with the scene here. And eventually, just I could just fast forward to now because. This year, I just, after the passing of my grandfather, I was like, I don't want to waste more time. I want to do this. I'm going to start it off. So I just, like, let it out in the, I just pretty much got it out there in the world. Like, hey, we're going to do a festival with, like, absolutely not exactly a well-thought-out plan, but people just jumped along. Thank Aaron Barber.
What is the plan? What are you guys planning? What events are happening? Who's showing up? And how much is it? Where can you get tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure, man. What? I'll just give you a little thing. So I started a mic at Cafe. It was a coffee shop downtown. Great. Yeah, Nico, you came by a few times.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. And guys, beautifully, ended up taking that over. I remember you came to me, and he had a poster already made of all the comics in El Paso with the festival, all this. This is a year ago.
Yeah, Nico was in it, too.
And I think you've done, 3 mics at this time. And I'm like, okay, this kid's absolutely out of his mind.
Yeah.
Ambitious.
That's ambitious.
Right? Yeah. And but it's been percolating over this time, and now it's real. That's
Awesome.
what's wild about it. You see a dream, you see kind of a version of it. Now it's a real thing. It's 2 days, 30 shows, 6 venues, over 50 comics, and a wide variety. There is truly something for everyone. Sketch comedy, improv, game shows, dating shows.
Oh,
Nico.
cool. Hey.
And then, and of course,
A real boon to the singles in El Paso.
yeah, of course. And then some great headliners as well. So it'll be all downtown. We've got 4 venues on San Antonio Street, starting at Garrison, Mona, Rosewood, the little secret Chuckle Rum stage in the basement below. Also, La Bang Bang is going to be a food partner. La Bang Bang. And then our good friends over at Craft and Social are going to be doing a lot of our shows as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing a live version of the AfterBuzz podcast on Saturday, the 21st of September. It'll be 2 p.m. at La Bang Bang. And I just got a message from somebody asking.
It's a primetime spot there.
Well, I don't know how much they are like. Well, first of all, you wouldn't wake up for anything later. This was scheduled
I'll
for
wake
you.
up. I'll be in bed already before.
If it was going to be at night, you'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go."
It's not a problem waking up. It's a problem staying out late.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll be at Little Bang Bang on Saturday, and they can just show up. If they just wanted to see that one, could they buy because I know that you're giving away passes for the whole thing, but if you want to be selective, you can just go to whatever.
So we know El Paso's got kind of a variety of who can go to what and whatever, right? So we wanted just to make sure we have something that's at least accessible, right? So the Bang Bang shows will actually be open to the public. So I think they'll have like a tip jar or something like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but La Bang Bang will be an open venue. It's also where you're going to check in to get your tickets, your passes, all of that stuff.
Our headquarters.
It is essentially
Nice.
our headquarters for the festival. That's right. And then for all of the other shows, there's 30 shows total on top of the 3 headline shows. We've got a all access pass, which gets you into absolutely everything, and then we have a fest pass, which gets you into all of the satellite shows and your choice of one of the headliners.
Yeah, this is like if you're a comedy fan, this is going to be a big event. You know,
All right.
It's a buffet of comedy,
There you go,
essentially.
yeah.
Yeah, comedy.
And you get to
buffet.
choose how you experience it. Either you just want to see Enrique Chacon or Andrew Youngblood or just Irma Ruiz, Chingona Comedy, which we also have another comedian with us right now, Christina Cobra. Who's
Hi, Christina.
I think I said hi when the
I think
mic
so.
was off.
I think so as well.
But
But
Yeah.
you're doing the Chingona.
sorry?
The Chingona show.
Yes, that's going to be at the Garrison on Friday at 6 p.m. So it's going to be an all-female show. There's 5 of us, I believe, in the lineup. We're all from El Paso. Well, I'm from Juarez technically, but I also grew up here. I think Sharita is from New York, but Lee Garay, El Paso, Irma Ruiz, I'm pretty sure she is.
From San Antonio.
It's going to be a lot of good. You're giving the biography of every single.
I'm sorry. Hey, I love these ladies. I'm super proud to be a part of this show.
She
so.
has 2 kids.
Don't
she got
forget-
her bachelor's in health management.
Did I mention last night she made lasagna for dinner? Recipe from marthastore.com.
It was an important part of this, though, right? Like, because like it is, there is no doubt that comedy in general is pretty male dominated, and particularly like in the borderland.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, and so it's nice to have one that's highlighted. Irma's done this show all across the U.S. So
Yeah,
she's
showing off the
bringing a lot of-
ladies.
Yeah, for sure.
All kinds of comedy. So you'll have a specific show like that, and then the podcast. And if you want any more information, I think you can go to ChucoTownComedy.com, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Right. I was far away from the microphone.
Yes, the microphone is essential to recording, apparently.
Okay, this whole thing makes sense now. Okay.
You're not going to have time to do 25.
No, I'm
historical
going to do
facts.
10. We're still going to do our
But we're
bizarre
going to make a
historical.
little headway here.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get through a little bit.
I was going to say, man, these guys have already been here for like 4 hours.
I know. Thank you guys so much for waiting around. I do appreciate it. But I know that a lot of their marketing and promotion has been online and through social media, and a lot of people who listen to the radio might not have those things. So you can spread out your
The
message a
internet?
little bit more. Yeah, some people that listen to the show are probably older, don't like get on TikTok at least, or
That's
Probably
our
not
key.
TikTok.
or FitFam
Yeah.
necessarily all the time.
Maybe. Fit
That's our
families.
key demographic is shut-ins.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna keep going with our bizarre historical facts. We ended up with number 50 on our last episode. Number 50 was, on his royal wedding night, future King William of Orange consummated his marriage while Charles II, his father, watched from the sidelines and shouted encouragement.
This, all right, that was
this
one
is
we
fun.
had last week.
Use your hips. All right, number 51, too brilliant for his shirt. Ben Franklin showed his neighbors his birthday suit at 5 a.m. every morning while sitting near an open window writing.
He called it an air bath.
He called it an air bath, and he claimed the air aroused his creativity.
Oh. Is he like near the sea? Is that part of it? Is it a little bit of salt, a little brine? Well,
I think he was a perv that just liked
I
it.
think, yeah, I think he would have been
He would
a flasher.
wave.
I think the next evolution of this, where you like sun your perineum. You remember that? Yeah, this is the precursor.
This is like the 1700s, too. Like, it was not normal to be naked in a window even then.
What didn't this guy invent?
Everyone?
He invented the dollar, the $100 bill. What else?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
invented,
he invented the 100.
He's the Benjamin.
Number 52. Where'd they get the bears? In the 1st century AD, polar bears fought seals in Roman amphitheaters flooded with water.
No.
Are we supposed to say true or false, or you just read it?
No, these are
all real.
bizarre historical facts.
Where would they go to get polar bears from?
I just asked that question.
That
Connecticut.
doesn't make any sense.
Cool for the seals to like swim in, or
So the new Gladiator movie, the Ridley Scott one that's going to come out, they're going to actually show a sea battle, because in the
They flood it,
Colosseum
right?
they used to be able to flood the Colosseum. And
I was aware of that, but I didn't know there were polar bears involved.
Could you imagine yourself being a Roman like soldier being sent to the Arctic Circle?
we need one of the
Capture.
Fuck.
You see a polar bear for the first time. It seems like something out of myth. And you're like, I have to capture this thing and transport it back.
Hey, grab a narwhal while you're there.
yeah, right? While you're at it.
Yeah, I think the seals would be strange as well.
Yeah. I feel like that battle's a little one-sided.
They would.
Don't polar bears just eat seals?
Seals,
Yeah,
right.
this just seems. This is really just a feeding time.
They're
for
not.
the
Yeah,
zoo.
they're not saying anything
Battle?
about humans fighting them. They're just
Right.
saying the polar bear versus the seal.
Yeah.
Number 53. Building like champions. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the technology to make concrete was lost for 1,000 years. In fact, ancient Roman concrete has withstood the attack by elements for over a millennium, which is considerably longer than the life of modern concrete structures.
I know why. I actually know this one. Yes.
I think in the past year or two, there's been some
Correct.
updates to this.
It was the amount of lime.
Lime, yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And as the water gets into the cracks, it heats it up, which basically
so
seals the concrete.
Roman concrete would heal itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like any divots, like he's saying, if it would rain or something like that, the lime would
react with the water.
Yeah, react.
And re-cure the concrete.
And how long did it take for somebody
Were
else
you about to eat your face? What the fuck happened to you?
Unbelievable.
First of all, I was shocked.
What? I'm in the wrong business.
How long did it take for anybody to reinvent concrete?
Well, modern concrete was invented, a couple hundred years ago, but not the same formula that the Roman concrete was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like, you wouldn't see anything like the Colosseum today because it would just
have crumbled.
Crumbled.
Yeah.
All right, got it. Lime, you
They
said.
do have super Walmarts, though. So
You'll see those for years to come. 54. A bad way to go. In ancient Rome, the punishment for killing one's father was the death penalty, but it consisted of being sewn up in a sack with a monkey. Buzz, please finish
a
it.
monkey, a snake, and I don't know. Let's mix it up and throw a possum in there, I guess.
No, not a possum.
A cat?
A dog.
A dog.
Or a rooster.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Wait, all of them?
All of them would be in the sack with you, not only fighting,
but you're also all drowning at the same time.
they throw you in the river at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. There it is.
A lot of Roman stuff today, I'm noticing.
I mean, last time it was Civil War.
Yeah.
Who knows? The punishment called poena culiae varied slightly depending on the emperor. It seems some rulers preferred more snakes, others more dogs. Regardless of the emperor, a fair fight was not an option. The person was first beaten with blood-colored rods, and his head was covered in a bag made of a wolf's hide.
Blood-colored rods. Don't want them to stain.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want the rods to stain. All right, 55.
It's just a sad fact.
I mean, it seems like they should have had that inside the Colosseum that had been flooded. See if this guy gets out of this bag with the snake and the monkey.
Just make the bag fight the polar bear.
It's probably very one-sided for the man in the bag. Can you imagine, though, like a snake biting you and a monkey probably strangling you, and maybe you have a dog biting your dick?
My last thought why did I have to be born in Roman times?
I really regret killing my father now.
Yeah.
Right. He had it coming, but I wouldn't do it
probably
again.
shouldn't have done this. All right, number 55. Brainwashing in a tub. Dr. Yoshiro Nakamatsu, who patented more than 3,300 inventions in his entire 33-year life, got his creativity, he said, from sinking himself underwater for hours at a time. The point? To starve the brain of oxygen. He says, 0.5 seconds before death, I visualize an invention.
And then you mentioned that he died at 33, right?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
Were you listening at all to this
you
thing?
said
His
in his
career.
33-year
In his
life.
73-year life.
Oh,
I
no,
heard
you said
33 as well.
33.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
no,
33.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I heard that.
Right.
Patented more than 3,300 inventions in his 73-year life.
All right, well.
Known as the Japanese Ben Franklin.
Yes, he also used to air bathe.
Clearly.
So you're telling me he waterboarded himself like over 3,000 times?
Yes.
He would submerge everything but his genitals.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the dick had to stay outside.
How did he pass?
It's actually, how did he actually die?
Yeah, how did he die?
Skydiving.
Parachutes were not invented yet, turns out.
That's a good line. Yeah.
56. Singing to the powder. Sigmund Freud, cocaine addict, published his Cocaine Papers, titled that, in 1887, and called it a song of praise to this magical substance.
Freud, you say, huh?
Freud, yeah.
Love the yay.
Loved the yay. He loved the Miley.
Fit in right here in El Paso.
Right.
Cool.
He loved the Justin Bieber. And who knew he was even in South America at the time?
I didn't know that.
Where would they have gotten cocaine from?
That's where it comes from.
Yeah, I know, but in 1800...
No, but Freud was alive in the first part of the 1900s. You know, Coca-Cola used to have actual
Coke, yeah.
cocaine in
Yeah.
it. So they had
They chew the
distribution.
coca leaves to fight altitude sickness in Peru.
Yeah, but would you...
Does it make your mouth all numb?
Yeah, I mean, it's so much lighter, right?
Oh, have you tried it?
I've chewed coca leaves,
The
and coca
coca
teeth.
leaves?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's very, I mean, that's the thing, is like you're distilling it into the powder, so it's like taking thousands
stronger.
of it at
Okay,
once.
yeah. Number 57, The Interview. Researchers who wanted to work for Thomas Edison had to sample soup.
Is that a euphemism?
No. If they seasoned it before tasting, they were fired immediately, since it showed they were biased. Before we start thinking Thomas Edison is cool, let's remember he also electrocuted a circus elephant to death.
As a gag.
Tesla's ideas.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting interview.
Try some soup.
Try some soup.
Do you want to use salt? he was like, he had to put it like right in front of their face. It's
What
like,
if they just like slide it slowly?
Here.
What did the elephant season is with?
Yeah. Have you ever had a weird interview question before?
No. I've only interviewed for like 2 jobs in my entire life because I've been doing this one for so long.
Oh, what were your jobs before this?
A
Another
radio station. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was in the agricultural sector.
Oh, shut up.
Armin?
No, he says he's like a farm. He lived in a rural area, and like in his teenage
We'd
years,
make money by baling hay for the
in
farmers.
his teenagers years, he used to go out and
Bale hay. That's right.
he makes it sound like he was a hard laborer. You were not a hard laborer.
I mean, I've worked at
Let's
this.
see the calluses on your hands.
They used to make fun of the calluses on my hands. The other kids.
It was
in
just on
school,
your right hand.
and that's what they said. It's from jacking off too much. And I'm like, no, I'm doing farm work, man.
Those cruel, accurate
Yeah,
children.
Those cruel children. I feel in your job, you probably either hired a lot of people or have been hired.
Yeah, I've fired, I've been fired. Yeah, I've done it all.
Do you remember any interesting questions in particular, or?
I remember in like 16,
Interview
I
experience?
applied to Hollister, and they asked a bunch of like stuff that clearly a not popular kid
Would
who wore
not
black
know.
would not
Yeah.
know. Yeah, and I got outed very,
those
very quickly.
questions,
I wore like the one polo I owned. And it was, yeah,
Because they want you to look
get the-
like a Hollister model.
correct.
right?
Yeah,
It's one of the interview questions for Hollister back in the day. Can you see in the dark?
Yeah.
oh yeah, they
Do you
were
enjoy dim lighting?
Yeah.
I had an allergic reaction walking in from all the perfume, and then yeah, they're like, you're out of here.
Okay, did they pump it in, or would they just spritz it around the whole store?
I didn't get hired, and I never went back.
Because I had heard from somebody that worked at Abercrombie that they would pump the.
The fragrance,
They had
fragrance
machines.
and-
I think they had machines, and it was like a deodorant that would put in.
it's like a fog machine.
Yeah.
For
Victoria's Secret,
cologne.
for example, I worked there, and we were like, like when we were on the floor, we had to spray the entire store every 5 minutes.
Awful.
So that's why it smelled, and the clothes too.
Where did you work?
Victoria's Secret.
Oh.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in there, but not.
I never worked, you know.
Just browsing.
It was a hobby, really. 58. Isaac Newton, super cop. After becoming recognized as one of the world's greatest minds, Newton was appointed England's Warden of the Mint. His job was to find and build cases against counterfeiters, and he duked it out with one particularly well-connected counterfeiter named William Challoner. Newton went full-on Dirty Harry and bribed crooks for information on Challoner. He also leaned on the wives and mistresses of Challoner's crooked associates for intelligence. Eventually, Newton gathered enough information to convict him, who was hanged for his crimes. Newton did not attend the hanging. Did you know that one?
I knew that he had been in charge of busting counterfeiters, or had busted at least one counterfeiter, and that the death penalty was in place during the 1600s for counterfeiting.
A big part of this is because Buzz has a weird brain that is incredibly smart, and he knows most of these facts, or a little bit about most of them at least.
I always think it's weird for counterfeit in the U.S. That's managed by the Secret
Service.
right?
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
that's like
That's
their
weird.
weird side job. That and catering.
Well, I remember the movie Wild Wild West as a historically accurate one.
Correct. Yeah, with the spider and everything.
Yeah. They had to give it to them because they were the first marshals, or the first, like the Secret Service when they started, were the Pinkertons before.
I never saw that movie.
Wild Wild West with the big ass
With
spider?
Will Smith.
It got terrible reviews.
But it's kind of...
Not for me.
Let's not forget Kenneth Branagh.
That's the movie that Will Smith did instead of The Matrix, right?
Right. He was committed to that one. He didn't want to do another sci-fi project because they wanted him to be Neo in the first one.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank God. Keanu Reeves is a whole.
We're going to have to watch it. It's worth the watch.
Wicked. Wow.
59. Farmer Newton. Isaac Newton also became a farmer.
Figs?
Yeah. I was wondering there. There it is.
I don't think we can say that, guys.
When he returned from school at the age of 17, his mother insisted that he take over the family farm. He wasn't a terrible farmer, though, and soon after his uncle convinced Newton's mom to send him to college instead. Mm-hmm. He was such a bad farmer that they were like, go invent math.
He was kind of an oddball, too. I've heard reports and even some people who try and diagnose this thing like 200 years later.
He was autistic.
He was on the autism spectrum.
Yeah,
He
for
probably died a virgin, they say, about Sir Isaac Newton.
Gus? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you something about Fig Newtons?
Please.
I hate Fig Newtons.
Why?
Because on a road trip it was like our family vacation, I had an entire package of Fig Newtons, and I ate every single Fig Newton. Uh-huh. And then I was so sick, I puked up. And it was still mostly in Fig Newton form at that point, and I've never wanted a Fig Newton ever since.
I do that every Easter with Cadbury eggs, because if not, I'll buy one at every gas station I stop
I
at.
love
I eat
fucking Cadbury
7 when
eggs
they
so
come
much.
out.
Oh.
That's what you got to do.
You
the
make
best.
yourself sick.
Yeah, you got to make yourself sick in early February.
It has a white and a yellow yolk inside of it.
It's healthy.
Nothing better than that.
So you're saying that your approach to not eating Fig Newtons anymore was the same as a college girl spending spring break in Cancun and drinking too much tequila.
Like you're off tequila forever?
Correct.
Right.
Nothing's keeping me off tequila.
Unless it's a Fig Newton side.
What I won't do anymore is drink tequila and wine and beer and, maybe a sidecar.
Right.
You don't mix it up.
You learned that the hard way.
I learned it the hard way, right?
Number 60. You might be able to help me with this, buddy. The Mad Scientist and the Two-Headed Dog.
Yeah. Kurlikov?
Demikov. Stupid.
Yeah, he grafted a little dog's head onto the body of a big dog, and then the two dog heads, and I'm not making this up, guys, started fighting each other over food. The dog head on the shoulder of the other dog lived a while.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. In
Crazy.
In 1954, Soviet surgeon Vladimir Demikov revealed his masterpiece to the world, a two-headed dog. He created 19 more over the next 15 years.
What was his last name again?
Demikov? There you go.
Oh, they've got a video of it. I don't know if you guys want to see this.
Yeah, let's watch it.
There's probably a paywall. This is the worst way to do things.
The internet's just gotten worse. There it is. Oh, this is like recent.
54, 52.
Oh my God.
Full screen, buddy.
Oh man.
Everything about this video is super creepy to begin with, but then
fake.
the voice looks Come on, you guys want to see the two-headed dog.
This is like hostile B-roll.
Yeah.
God, they're going way.
there it is.
No. Those are the two dogs. That little guy's head is going to end up. You don't see the little guy?
Oh. Oh, look at it. Oh, they're both drinking milk. Okay. It's weird that it's like on the side of his neck.
Yeah.
Look at this, and it's got an image here that looks like something out of Human Centipede.
Yes.
It's got like the diagram. All right, your mouth goes here, and their butt goes there.
What?
He's walking the dog.
Oh, he kept a foot?
I guess he does have like a foot hanging off of it.
You know what he reminds me of? A Quato.
What? Yeah.
From the Red Planet, the
Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to Mars.
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Open your mouth.
Open your mind. He turned that dog into a Quato.
Oh, I love it.
That is
Water
insane.
dog.
God.
Well, that is. Although Demikov's research has been justifiably called out for horrific animal cruelty,
By who?
apparently it did help the research helped pave the way to human organ transplants.
See, he's a hero. A horrible, horrible hero.
As much as Nazi scientists helped, I guess, develop medicine in the 21st century.
Here we go with the Nazi sympathizing.
Some things just aren't worth it, dude.
All right. I think we're going to end it there on number 60. Thanks for listening to the AfterBuzz podcast. I want to thank our guests for stopping by. Aaron, Buzz, and Christina.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget, check out the Chugotown Comedy Festival website, chugotowncomedy.com, for all of the tickets, the schedule for events, and that way you can be a part of it. Oh, and
I love
Matt,
the hat. Thank you,
you.
whoever had the hats. That's great.
Aaron said he was pressing.
Yeah.
Making our own merch. This is very grassroots.
This looks like a hat Judah Friedlander would wear on 30 Rock.
That was the spirit.
Or Ashton Kutcher on Punk'd.
Yeah, I guess so.
Keep listening to the After Buzz podcast Tuesdays and Thursdays. Don't forget to listen to the KLAQ Morning Show Monday through Fridays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on 95.5 KLAQ.
We wear our work day by day, stitch by stitch. At Dickies, we believe work is what we're made of. So, whether you're gearing up for a new project or looking to add some tried and true workwear to your collection, remember that Dickies has been standing the test of time for a reason. Their workwear isn't just about looking good. It's about performing under pressure and lasting through the toughest jobs. Head over to Dickies.com and use the promo code WORKWEAR20 at checkout to save 20% on your purchase. It's the perfect time to experience the quality and reliability that has made Dickies a trusted name for over a century.